Hello, everybody, and we are live. It's time for the Habs game recap, of course. Gotta get my mic in the shot. That was a great game. I gotta say, the Habs they win, as you can tell by the title. If you're watching the VOD or if you're coming in live, but the Habs they played very very well tonight. They win their third straight. I actually didn't realize that until right after the game. But the Montreal Canadiens are now 4-2-2. We have 10 points. We are third in the Atlantic, sixth in the East. Who would have thought 8 games into the season, the Montreal Canadiens would be past Tampa Bay in the standings? I don't think anyone would have. We're going to go over the stats as always, and then we're going to get into my game recap. Thankfully, this time I have water to refresh myself. So, Brendan Gallagher. Wait, no. I don't know why I didn't fix that before the game. I have to do after the game, I should say. I just got to fix Domi real quick. There we go. We're 100% fixed now. So Brendan Gallagher, Jonathan Drouin, and Max Domi still lead our team in points. Brendan Gallagher with 4 goals, 4 assists. Domi and Drouin with 3 goals, 5 assists. Domi especially played very well tonight. We'll get into him, especially, and Gallagher as well. Tomas Tatar, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. Yoel Armia, 4 goals, 1 assist. And Petrie and Danault, 2 goals, 3 assists. And Shea Weber, 1 goal, 4 assists, all for 5 points thus far. Arturi Lettinen, 1 goal, 3 assists. Oh, yeah, worthy of note, before the game, Yoel Armia was declared I think he was injured in warm-up. Or in the practice. So he did not play tonight. One half of our leading goal scorers did not play tonight, and the Habs did not need him. Jordan Weal came back into the lineup. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, 2 goals, 1 assist. Suzuki and Weal with 2 goals, 1 assist as well. And Nate Thompson with 3 assists, all with 3 points. Victor Mete and Ben Sherratt, 1 goal, 1 assist. It's so happy seeing Mete with that 1 next to his name. That's in the goal column for 2 points. Cousins with 2 assists for 2 points. Riley, Foley, Byron, and Kulak all with 1 assist. And Cale Fleury, still the only member of the Montreal Canadiens without a point into the season, 8 games. Which I believe he was actually scratched tonight, so he probably didn't get a point anyways. Record, we're 4-2-2. I'm going to get past that. Last game, this one, Canadiens 5-2 over the Blues. And I'm actually going to put 3 IAR for 3 in a row. So if you're coming into this later, I'll say what that is. But basically, 3 in a row. Or I could probably just put 3W, but 3 in a row. Our power play was 8 for 35. We scored 2 power play goals tonight. Couldn't capitalize on the next 3, I believe we had in this game. That might not actually be entirely accurate, the 8 for 35. It might be 3 for 33 or something like that. I got to find an accurate thing where it says what our power play percentage is. Penalty kill, 22 for 29. We did not allow a power play goal tonight, thankfully. So the Habs are absolutely getting better at covering their power play, or their penalty kill, I should say. And I believe Nick Cousins was actually playing a first power play unit tonight. He was quite good. He was quite good if you ask me. Goals leader, apologies. Goals leader are Yoel Armia and Brendan Gallagher with 4. Gallagher coming back into that goals leader. Thankfully, we're not with 8 people with 1 goal anymore. We could have a couple people getting 4 goals. I mean, Domi's right there, Drouin's right there. Danault, Kotkaniemi, and Petrie all have 2, so they can come up. I'm not sure and Suzuki and Weal, of course, they could also join the leading goal scorers. Assist leaders are Drouin and Domi, so I gotta fix that real quick as well. My apologies for doing this during the video. I don't know why I didn't catch that. Our assist leaders are Drouin and Domi, both with 5 assists. Our home record is still 2-0, and since we played in St. Louis, our away record is 2-0-2 now. We still have yet to lose in regulation away. Could that change next game tomorrow against the Wild? I highly doubt it, honestly, because the Wild are a very, very bad team right now in the NHL. So now that we've got the regular stats, or the Montreal stats, let's get into the game. Like I said, Armia was apparently injured in practice. Weal came back into the lineup. I believe he was playing second line where Armia would have usually been. Early on, both teams looked good. Both teams were getting shots off. The Habs went to the power play with Justin Falk for a tripping call. And on the power play, the Habs led 1-0. Jordan Weal gets it on the power play from Max Domi getting his fifth point. It seemed early on like Domi might have been the only guy who had 8 points. I'm going to have to fix that. Domi seemed like he might be the only guy early on into the first, at least, who's going to be our leading goal scorer, our leading points guy with 8 points. But no, we'll obviously get back to that. Jaden Schwartz ties the game up. Where was Price on that? That really should not have been a goal. They tied it about 30 or so seconds later. Price really should have had that. I don't know where he was on that goal. Gallagher was pushing and shoving after the goal. That's really great of him to go in there. I didn't see exactly what happened, but I feel like there was a push and a shove that got Gallagher involved in there. So after that goal, the Habs, apologies. After the goal, the Habs did not look too good. They let the Blues stay in the zone and keep the puck in the zone quite a bit. They started to look like they were going to rely on Price a lot in this game. But they started to get something going with around 8 minutes left. They knew they had to get a lead on the Blues. If they got the lead on the Blues, they were going to win. They pretty much knew, unless and they had to stop Price from letting in goals very badly, like the one that he allowed on Jaden Schwartz 30 seconds after the first Habs goal. Blais was taken out by Price, Sammy Blais, who ironically was from Quebec, so technically should have been playing for Montreal. He went to the box for a hooking call and the Blues power play, but thankfully the Habs are able to kill it off. Price played very well in the game. Aside from that one goal, up to this point in the game, he had played very, very well. He had played well. Thompson also proving himself to be a very, very good fourth line guy. Could possibly even go to the third line, I think, if Kotkaniemi were to either get injured or just wasn't playing well. I think Thompson could really go to that third line center role very, very well. Tatar right out of the box, he almost gets a breakaway, but I got to admit, nice Blues defense to stop that from happening. And then Lettinen goes to the box for a tripping. Habs manage to kill off that penalty and do afterwards to try and get the lead. They do well afterwards. But at the end of the first, the shots are 9-8 for the Blues, and we were tied at 1. However, 6 seconds into the second period, say that 3 times quickly, Brendan Gallagher scores, and he really shouldn't have. Deneau wins the faceoff, gets it right to Gallagher, and I think they were going for a line change or something, but Gallagher shoots it in. Allen goes to play the puck, but it hits his own stick, deflects into the St. Louis net, so Brendan Gallagher scores from Philip Deneau. Deneau has 5 points. Gallagher helps lead the way with 8 points himself. So 6 seconds into the second, I didn't see that coming. I don't think anyone did. And the Habs lead 2-1, and the Habs weren't looking back since. Allen makes my apologies. Allen makes a great save on Tatar with Suzuki and Mete also trying to get the puck in. Tatar played well tonight, despite taking a penalty earlier. Thankfully, the Blues didn't capitalize on it. But Tatar played well after allowing that penalty. He like I said, he played well. Pietrangelo to the box for a kneeing call. They said, I don't know. It did look like knee contact, but I did not know they call it kneeing instead of just straight up interference. And they convert. Drouin on the power play scores from Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Shea Weber. So Weber with his 4th assist of the season. I know people said he was regressing. People said he was going to start regressing this season, but I'm not seeing it right now. Obviously, I think late in the season he will start to regress, and I still do stand by the point that Montreal should at least try to get a trade for Weber worked out to get like a first and a second and some draft and some prospects. I personally think instead of letting him go for free in the Seattle draft, you send him to Ottawa because Ottawa are dumb as shit and they'll probably take Weber's $7 million contract and give us a good return. But But yeah, Weber gets it to Kotkaniemi, gets it to Drouin, and that gives Drouin his 8th point of the season. 3 Habs with the 8 points. And so their point per game thus far, Gallagher, Drouin, and Domi are on pace for 82 points. If they each get that, that'd be perfect. Especially Drouin. It'd be his best season. I believe his best season right now is 50, 60 points. For him to get 82 points in a $5 million contract, that's definitely worth it. Price makes a good save on Rob Thomas, along with Suzuki and Thompson to stop it, because Thomas went 5-hole. Price was able to close it, but he thought he lost it. So Suzuki and Thompson each put their sticks there in case it did leak through to stop it. So that's great defense by them. Cousins went at it, and Habs looked to get a little physical after the play. I was a little worried because, as noted by the hockey guy, I can't take credit for this. The hockey guy notes, typically this year at least, or I'm not sure if it's been recent, the team who hits more usually loses. So, thankfully, of course, that's not the case tonight. I don't know if the Habs hit more. I would think they did. Another great save by Rob Thomas on Price, who did very, very well thus far. Only allowing that one goal in the first period, and Habs played very, very well in the second period. Price makes a great glove save. Looked fantastic. I have to keep mentioning it. Price was playing very, very well tonight. Suzuki scores from Thornton and Cousins to make it, I want to say, makes it 4-1. Yes. They make it 4-1. So Nick Suzuki, after he scores his first the other night, along with Weal, Suzuki gets his second of the season, so thus far, of course. And Thompson with his third assist, and Cousins with his second assist. So him coming in relief for Jordan Weal, this could be the ideal Habs lineup. Once Armia comes back, I really don't know who you push out of the lineup. Because you look at right wingers, who do we have? We have, I want to say it's Gallagher. No, Gallagher's left wing. I want to say you have Tatar, Armia, Suzuki, you have Weal, and I want to say you have someone else, but I can't. I think Byron. Honestly, I say right now, I think you take out Byron once if Armia is good to go tomorrow. I really think you take out Byron and try and put Armia, try him on the left wing. Unless you try, because Cousins was playing left wing tonight, so maybe, unless Byron was scratched tonight, but I don't know who would have taken his place. They would have mentioned it, but I think Byron could be a scratch next game. That the fourth line played well, as did every other line tonight. Every line for the Habs, first to fourth, played very, very well tonight, and I think if we keep this up, we are absolutely on pace to make the playoffs. Possibly not as a wild card team. We could possibly push out a Tampa or a Boston or even a Florida who is projected to make the playoffs. I do not want to get Sharpie on the jersey. I very much feel like if the Habs keep this pace up, we can definitely shock some people and take that third Atlantic spot along with Toronto and Boston, or Toronto and Tampa if Boston falls to a wild card. Personally, I'd love to be second and have Boston third. So it's Montreal-Boston in the first round, and then Montreal-Toronto in the second round, and then Montreal-Pittsburgh in the third round, but that's a guy just dreaming. And then Montreal-St. Louis in the finals, and get Montreal a sweep or something. I don't know. It'd probably go to 7, actually. Perron to the box for tripping on Suzuki, but the Blues do kill it off. Rob Thomas then fans on a shot that most likely would have gotten the Blues a 4-2 deficit, which is funny because when at least when I look at it, Rob Thomas and Price seem to be very, very close with each other this game. Thomas, I've mentioned him 3 times already, and each time Price has been there, except for this time where he fanned on the shot. So I think Price really got into Thomas's head like, I need to score on this guy, and he ended up fanning on the shot. So thankfully for the Habs, Thomas did not get that goal, but of course this guy did. Look at that curvy bend. That's some density right there. Mete went to the box for holding. Habs managed to kill off the penalty, and the end of the rest of the period, they lead 4-1. Shots are 24-21 for the Blues, though. So the Habs score on 21 shots. They score 4 times, so it's 17 out of 21, I believe, for Allen. and Price saves 23 out of 24 thus far. And let's get into the third period. The Habs get another penalty. Braden Shen went for a cross-checking. Domi played very good on the power play. He kept the puck in the zone when it looked like it was just about to get out. Then played well, stopping a potential breakaway for the Blues. Domi really impressed me tonight. It seems like there's always that one standout Hab tonight that always does well. And tonight it was really Domi. Domi played very well, and he's absolutely one of my favorite players in the Habs, on the Habs, and probably one of my favorite players in the entire league right now. Though I don't know if anyone dethrones Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't know if anyone will for a while until Marc-Andre Fleury retires in probably 3 or 4 years. The Habs once again on the power play with Sundqvist to the box. I didn't see what it was for, but I believe it was a holding or tripping, and the Blues kill it off once again with the 3-goal lead right after that. And I believe even when the Habs were on the penalty kill, the Habs were not applying full pressure. They let the Blues stay in the zone quite a bit and get more shots off. However, Drouin gets a really good shot. I want to say around 10 minutes into the period. But Allen with his first 5 minutes left, actually. I'm skipping quite a bit because it was really just the Blues trying to score on Price for quite a bit of that, the 10 to 5 minute mark. But Drouin gets a really good chance. Allen makes his first big save of the game, but it's just really too late. The Habs were up by 3 at that point, and it was pretty clear that the Blues were not going to come back and win, say even 5-4 in overtime. It was really clear that I think at this point the Habs were winning no matter what. And heading into the final 5 minutes, the Habs were relying on Price quite a bit, but they could afford to at this point. They were up 4-1. They knew Price wasn't gonna let 4 goals in on him. However, almost 5 minutes left. With almost 5 minutes left, I want to say it was about 4:30. The Blues pulled Jake Allen. They take him into they put him out, get the empty net, send the 6th guy on the ice, and Price almost goes for the empty netter. The Blues shoot it in. It went around to Price. He thought about shooting it. Sadly, he didn't hit the net. He shot off the boards and went down the zone for an icing, which is what the Habs seem to do quite a bit. They iced the puck, I want to say 5 or so times in the span of 3 or so minutes, because they wanted the empty netter. They wanted to secure a 4-goal lead and say, all right, yep, that's it. That's final. We are absolutely winning this game. But with 30 or so seconds left, the Blues make it 4-2, and I wasn't worried. I even jokingly said, oh, here comes the comeback. But 30 or so seconds left, it's 4-2. It's like, okay, so we're going to win by 2. But I want to say about 15 seconds later, Shea Weber scores an assist. He gets the puck from his own blue line, shoots it in, and boom, darts right to the net. Shea Weber scores his first of the season. Habs win 4-2. The shots are 33-25 for St. Louis. So Price with 31 on 33 saves. He was a brick wall tonight, really. Allen wasn't that great. He allowed 21 goals on 25 shots. Of course, that 5th goal being an empty netter doesn't count towards him. Price played well. So did the rest of the Habs. I think everyone on this board, except Fleury and Armia, because they didn't play, obviously, or I don't think Fleury played. If he did, he was very invisible. But all the Habs that played tonight did very, very well. And I feel like even when Armia comes back, unless you scrap Byron, this is the lineup you might want to go for, not only tomorrow against the Wild, but also in general for the next little while. I think the Habs played extremely well with this lineup, and I'd like to see how it looks going forward. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thankfully, the Habs win today. I'll be up about an hour later than I was today, so around 7 or so. Or no, I won't be, because the game starts at 5. So I'll be up here around 8 or 9. I want to say I'll probably I would aim for 8:30 actually, just to get in middle. After the Minnesota Wild game, the Habs Wild game. I might come up for the final 5. I'm not 100% sure. I very well might if I'm not too busy while watching the game and talking with some friends. But yeah. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share everything, which includes but is not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Harry Rice. Subscribe to on Puff Club. Subscribe to on the HD Club. shout out to my moderator, Jesse, who's not in chat, but I'm going to point towards the chat anyways, just in case, unless he's in the comments, which I don't think I get any comments anyways. My Twitch and my Twitter are in the description. I don't use Twitch at all right now, but if I start streaming, I'm going to be on there, so you might want to follow me on there. My Twitter, I don't tweet out too often, but when I see something on trending that I would like to talk about, it'll most likely be on there. I very rarely would make a video on something like, for example, O.J. Simpson. He was in the news recently for getting a Twitter. I wouldn't make a video on that, you know. My Amazon wish list is also in the description. If you wish to support me in that type of way, that's the only way you can do it right now. I don't have a PayPal right now. I still got to wait a couple months for that. But once I get a PayPal, I might put that down there. I'm not 100%. My letterbox is also in the description. That's where I'm going to be reviewing and rating movies that I just recently seen or that I forgot I saw, like Hannah Montana, the movie I rated last night because I forgot I've seen that. Or I thought I rated it, but I hadn't. For example, last night I reviewed The Art of Self-Defense with Jesse Eisenberg on there last night. So yeah, if you want any written reviews, check out there. I do those occasionally. But I hope to start doing movie reviews on here. I actually plan to make a video on The Art of Self-Defense sometime soon, which I'm hoping I can actually start very soon. But yeah, that's going to do it. My name is Harry Rice. Thank you for watching, and I am out. Peace.